By now, most people know about skulls in Halo. They made their introduction in Halo 2, and they had achievements associated with finding them in most of the mainline games, including Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite. For those unaware, these are difficulty modifiers which change up a variety of settings in single-player Halo campaigns. Traditionally, these skulls were split into gold and silver tiers, where the gold skulls would make the game more difficult, such as enemies having double the health or finding less ammo in every dropped weapon. And the silver skulls would give players some silly traits, like confetti popping out of a grunt when a player lands a headshot. One popular gold skull in the Halo games is called Tilt, where specific damage, weaknesses, and strengths are amplified, making something like human bullets do dramatically less damage to shields and plasma weapons dealing less damage to flesh. It's an extremely useful skull in trick videos or exploration because it allows you to deal much more damage to vehicles before they explode. For a while, the Bungie-era Halo games all had the same skulls from Halo 2 onward. Skulls didn't come to Combat Evolved until the Anniversary build in 2011, and Halo 2 Anniversary brought back Halo 2's original skulls, brought over some of Combat Evolved Anniversary skulls, and even had some brand new skulls. A few years ago, the Master Chief Collection devs started adding new skulls to the other games, with Halo 3 and ODST receiving the largest selection of new skulls added to their games. However, one of the skulls ported from the Anniversary games had some new goodies added to it, and as far as I can tell, nobody has yet uncovered or discussed this addition. As I mentioned previously, when Halo 2 Anniversary released in 2014, it brought over some of the Combat Evolved Anniversary skulls, as well as some skulls entirely brand new to the franchise. In particular, they added 2 co-op specific skulls that would add modifiers unique to each co-op player. Halo 2 was capped at 2-player co-op for campaigns since 2004, but it was still a nice addition to be able to have each player have their own positive and negative effects. One of these skulls would make it so players behave similar to the Covenant's Hunter enemies, where when one player dies, the other gets an extended damage boost. The other, which was later ported to Halo 3, is called Master Blaster. This makes it so one player's shields will charge to overshield levels, but they can only melee. The other player loses the ability to use their shields entirely, but gets unlimited ammo and grenades. After some preset number of kills, the player roles will swap. It adds a fun level of chaos to campaign co-op, and in general feels like a unique idea to expand these modifiers. Now, as I just mentioned, the Master Blaster skull was also ported over to Halo 3 and is, in fact, the topic of our conversation today. The main difference between Halo 2 and Halo 3 in terms of cooperative play is the ability to play with 4 players, and when porting over the skull, the developers were able to become a little more creative and expand the variety for these additional players. As with Halo 2, the main 2 traits have carried over, but now we have a third trait, and it can be an incredibly useful team-focused benefit. The third trait, which can be shared potentially with up to 2 of the 4 co-op players, makes it so any vehicle they are in cannot be damaged at all. I mentioned previously the Tilt Skull, which severely reduces the damage done to vehicles, but those vehicles can still be destroyed even with Tilt active. Master Blaster will make those vehicles 100% invulnerable as long as the player inside is alive. This can be incredibly useful because of how Halo structures vehicles and damage dealt to players. As a vehicle takes more and more damage, entering a minor, medium, or major damage state, the player will take more damage overall as we progress through these damage tiers. For example, a player can usually survive a direct head-on rocket to a Warthog at full health, but at the major damage state, you wouldn't stand a chance to survive even the splash damage. This skull, preventing vehicles from taking damage, means you'll never have to worry about your survivability being impacted from your vehicle's sustaining fire, as long as you stay inside of it. And because Halo divides damage amongst all units within a vehicle, this means if you share a vehicle with the overshield player and the immune vehicle player, you can survive much longer and the vehicle will not take a single point of damage still. There is one flaw with this though, and it's due to how Halo handles built-in turrets. Vehicles which allow a second player to control a turret separately from the driver, such as the Wraith, Scorpion, Prowler, or Warthog, will not share this trait if that player is controlling the turret. This is because Halo sets up turrets as children of the main vehicle. They're bound to all of their parents' traits, including when the vehicle fully blows up, but the traits of the Master Blaster immune vehicle's player does not work with those attached turrets. I want to give a huge shout out to one of the Master Chief Collection devs, Corner Studios, for initially bringing this to my attention. He didn't give any direct information, but while watching a playthrough of my Cursed Halo Reach mod, he noticed that my Hyper Hog shared a similar trait to this, where it's highly resistant to collision damage, and made a post with this vague hint. It was fun to hunt this down and find something new and undocumented in Halo. I also want to shout out Trouser Schnauzer and SevPixel for helping me with testing so we could narrow this down and eventually discover this hidden trait. Thank you all for watching. I know this is different than my typical mod videos, but if you'd like me to explore a variety of other content, please let me know in the comments. Till then, I'll see you all next time.